From the Man in the Moon release, it is LA Guns with Spider's Web. And, kind of an overshadowed record there, kind of their comeback release.
Sure.
For LA Guns, but that's probably one of my favorite tunes there. It kind of has like an AC/DC, Hell's Bells, kind of a classic LA Guns sound to it.
Yeah, it almost steals the opening riff. Sounds like...
It does, absolutely.
Was that Rip and Tear or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Hail and Kill, boys. How you doing?
We're doing. How you doing?
Good. I just tuned in, so if you already talked about that you went to go see Metal, what's the band?
Metal Church and Doro?
Metal Church and Doro. Did you already talk about that?
I did, but you can talk about it. What's up?
Well, I saw them in L.A. at the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Okay.
Maybe about a few weeks before you did, and I had never been to the Whiskey, but I watched that Motley Crue movie, and I was like, why haven't I been there? So I went, and one of the things that's just great is you can still go to a show in L.A. for $30. That's what the ticket cost. And then, of course, you can buy your beer. But $30, you see a band like Metal Church, which I was amazed how great they sounded and how good Mike Howe was, and really blown away by them. And I assume you felt the same way when you saw them, right?
Yeah, they were absolutely fantastic. My review this evening was that Doro hasn't lost a step. Metal Church sounded absolutely fantastic. Mike Howe sings like a banshee, hasn't lost a thing. So, did you see Doro there, or was it just Metal Church?
I actually left before Doro because I'm not really into it.
You should have stayed, man. She rocked, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I saw, though? As a Metal Church was ending, a lot of young women, like early 20s coming, who were wearing Doro shirts. So, not to be all PC, but maybe she inspired a generation of women shredders or just women rockers. But these girls were born in the 90s. They didn't know Warlock, but they were there. And so part of me wanted to stay just for that reason, but I didn't.
Well, not only did you get to go to a show for $30, you got to go to one of the most legendary places in rock music.
Did you go there when you were back in L.A.?
I did. I saw Metal Church and Armored Saint there like 2 years ago, but I've been there many times.
Yeah. Dokken was the next night, actually. The Saturday was going to be Dokken, and I just didn't have the chance to go, but I would have liked to go just because you can really get up close, at the Whiskey to the bands. And it was good and loud. I hadn't felt deaf from a concert in a good way for a long, long time, so I love that.
All right. Is that it?
That's it, boys. Gentlemen, men, fellow metalheads, I'll be listening. Hail and Kill. And hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista?
Baby. It's not a tumor.
Right. So there's somebody who basically had the same opinion as I did.
There you go.
But yeah, it was loud, and my ears were still ringing a little bit this morning when I woke up.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, speaking of live tunes, live music.
Yes.
Today, M3, and tomorrow, M3, but Saturday is the big lineup.
Yeah.
So, LA Guns, the Steve Riley version.
Is it really LA Guns?
No. But herein lies the argument again.
Yep.
There's two original members in this lineup, Steve Riley and Mick Cripps.
No, there's one. Steve Riley's not an original member.
Well, he was in the most popular lineup. How's that?
Yeah, I'll give you that, but he's not much like Quiet Riot. He's not an original member.
True. Well, again, even the lineup that is Dokken, whether it's George Lynch, Jeff Pilson, Don Dokken, and Wild Mick, that's not the original lineup.
That's why I don't support any of it.
That is the most popular lineup. Let's just put it that way. Hail and Kill, call. You're on the air.
Kill.
Hail and Kill.
How you doing?
Oh, is this Callum again?
Callum from Scotland.
Oh, you're calling again. So you did take my advice and you hung out and you're calling again.
I'm just about to go to my bed, so I thought I'd phone you just before I go because it's 3 o'clock here.
Oh, my God. It's the bewitching hour. So what's up, Callum? What's on your mind?
I just thought I'd phone and say long time listener. Just thought I'd phone in since I was up when you were on.
Is that English you're speaking?
No, hello, just like you're speaking Canadian, Chris, eh?
I guess.
So, to what do we owe this honor of this call at 3 a.m. your time?
Well, I was just up and I just thought I'd give you the wee call just to say hello, and that's about it. Just, you probably don't understand what I'm saying, but hello.
So you just wanted to rub elbows with greatness, is that the deal?
Technically, yeah, you're right, yeah. Just to say that I've been listening to your show for about 4 or 5 years. I just think you're quite funny. Just agree with a lot of stuff you say.
Well, let me ask you something, Callum. Since we have you on the phone and you're from Scotland and all, and obviously, you know, there's a little bit of an accent, you know, difference between what, you know, the way Chris and I speak as opposed to you. What is it that you like about this show? I mean, is what Chris and I talk about relatable in Scotland?
To me, it is, yeah.
Well, how is it relatable? Yeah. Give me an example of what you enjoy the most about this show, being from Scotland and all.
Well, just the way you talk sense, you know what I mean? You don't take any shit, you know what I mean? You just, the snowflakes in the world, and just how everyone's easily offended, and, you know what I mean? It's just, the world's falling to pieces, you know what I mean? It's just...
So are you experiencing the whole everybody being sensitive and offended in Scotland as well?
Yes.
So it's big over there too.
Yes, I think it's everywhere. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, offensive. You can't say certain things, and we've all got to bow down to certain people. And yeah, definitely.
Callum, do you have a phone that's in the same room that you are?
I do. Yes. Why?
My goodness, you are a tough one to understand, sir.
That's a Scottish accent, my man. Scottish accent.
I'm trying. I really am. I'm really trying, but I'm not catching too many words. I heard something about snowflakes.
Chris, one thing to say, right? You know the word twat?
I know the word twat. Yes.
Twat. Yeah. You say twat. It's twat. You have to say it with aggression.
Twat.
Twat. You're a fucking twat. Anyway, boys, I'm going to go, right, because I'm taking up too much of your time. And I'm going to say, hail and kill, fuck you, pal, hand job, cheers, bye.
There goes Callum McCallum.
My goodness.
He just wanted to check in before night time.
My goodness. Well, sounded like he was already about an hour and a half into that sleep. Jesus.
Well, he stayed up just so he could call in and say hail and kill to us.
Believe me, I appreciate it, but did you understand what he was saying?
A little bit. He was saying that he's suffering with the same issues over in Scotland about people being offended at everything, and you know, the snowflakes and whatnot.
All right, maybe because it was coming from your board through Skype to me, it was coming out more muffly or something.
Well, he was a little muffly. That's why I said when he called earlier before the show even started, I was having a tough time understanding him. So
I never thought I'd see the day that Tom to Scott comes off as clear. Jeez.
Well, he's calling from a little bit closer proximity. Maybe that's it.
Maybe that's the problem.
He's up in Canada, and Callum is actually still in Scotland.
Yeah, maybe that's it. He hasn't shaved some of that accent off yet.
Right, exactly.
Oof, boy.
Well, I was going to play some of this audio video that you sent, but I see it got taken down.
All of it is taken down already?
It looks like it. If you go to that blabbermouth story you sent me,
are you shitting me?
All the videos are gone.
Are you fucking serious? Wait a minute. I got them.
Do you?
With no audio. Wait a minute.
The videos are gone. There was like 3 or 4 videos attached to that story.
Refresh. Hit refresh.
I did.
I can play them.
Oh, there they are. They did just pop up.
Mm.
These were posted by Mitch LaFon.
Oh, good. I love Mitch. He's great.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Steve Riley of LA Guns fame and Wasp fame, he put together a lineup to play at M3 this year.
Right.
And it consists of Kelly Nichols, who played bass in the most popular lineup of LA Guns.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got Scotty Griffin, who played with the Phil Lewis, Steve Riley lineup of LA Guns.
Right.
And then they got a singer, what's this guy's name? Kurt Froelich?
Or something Froelich, yeah.
Yeah,
he
Kurt
was
Froelich.
He was the replacement for Tammy Down in the scab version of Faster Pussycat that was out there for a minute.
I didn't know there was a scab version. Was that?
Oh, yeah, Brett Muscat started one for a minute. Just for a minute, and then I think Tammy shut it right down. But
Okay.
they played a couple of gigs. I know that.
I wasn't aware of that. If it did happen, it must have been, like you said, just for a minute.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago or something. But Brett Muscat put together a version of Faster Pussycat without Tammy
Okay.
because they didn't like the Hitler Cat thing.
I gotcha.
So they did their own Faster Pussycat, but Tammy shut that right down.
I see. Well, anyway, Steve Riley's version of LA Guns made its live debut earlier today on Saturday, May 4th at M3 Rockfest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take another call. Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Hail and Kill. What's the problem with Mitch LaFon?
What's the problem with Mitch LaFon? My problem? I don't like him.
Yeah.
How about that?
But he's,
No.
I mean,
But
I'll
tell the story real fast. I have no.
no...
Well, Tim, if you'd like me to tell the story, you got to be quiet.
Yes, sir.
So pipe down.
When I was working for Dokken, Mitch reached out and asked for an interview. And when I didn't get it for him fast enough, he got shitty with me and was like, I don't need to talk to the web guy about getting an interview with Don Dokken. I was like, well, then go fuck yourself. Get it yourself, you fucking cunt. And I just left it there. And I still don't like him. So fuck him.
Fair enough.
That's all.
I was just wondering why.
No, that's why. Because he was a cunt when he didn't need to be. So now I'll be a cunt when I don't need to be. Fair enough.
And so will I. Hail and Kill.
Tim. I can't help but like Tim.
Yeah, I liked him.
He's funny.
Much more than Mitch.
Apparently so. We let Tim on the show with us.
Yeah, well, dude, the whole thing, haven't we covered the Mitch thing before?
We did. It was a long time ago, though.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. I mean, whatever. I mean, I probably should get over it, but no. Fuck you. You treated me like an asshole when you didn't know me, so I'm going to treat you like an asshole now.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
All right, getting back to the story. The drummer is joined in the group by Orlando, Florida-based guitarist, vocalist Kurt Froelich, bassist Kelly Nichols, a member of LA Guns' classic incarnation, and guitarist Scott Griffin, who played bass on the band between 07 and 09, and then again from 2011 to 2014. The concert marked the first time ever that an LA Guns performance did not feature singer Phil Lewis or guitarist Tracy Guns, who are currently playing together in their own version of the band. Let's say the real version of the band.
Right.
And then a dozen years ago, Froelich was recruited to front a second incarnation of Faster Pussycat by three of the group's original members who were unhappy with both the musical direction of the band and singer Tammy's drunk and erratic performances. Who does that remind you of?
What, drunk and erratic performances?
Yeah, to where they got another singer.
Oh, Jesus. Many of them.
Great White.
Rat. Bobby Blotzer's Rat versus Real Rat.
Well, that wasn't due to that, but
Well, it had something to do with it. Blotz was out there saying it.
nah. Well,
How many times did Blotz say about listen to the singer? Listen to the singer.
yeah.
How many times did he say that shit? He blamed Steven too.
Yeah, but I'm
Almost
just talking about just replacing somebody just because they were erratic and drunk.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Great White is definitely. Did you see that Ilois showed up at a Jack Russell's Great White show and sang with them?
Well, I heard that they're buds now. They're brothers in arms.
Well, why not? They know all the same people.
Yeah, that's true.
Know all the same stories. Probably have the same hate.
Yeah. At the time, bassist Eric Stacey said that Froelich-fronted Faster Pussycat would perform the band's songs the way that they were written and recorded. It sounds just like Blotzer.
Mm-hmm.
Soon after a European tour in the spring of 2007, the second version of Faster Pussycat disbanded. The down-fronted version of the group continues to tour regularly to this day. Froelich also played with Marky Ramone in a group called the Underground Rebels. He performs acoustic in the greater Orlando area on a regular basis. Riley is the longest tenured member of LA Guns, a group he joined shortly before the release of their 1988 self-titled debut. While he is pictured on the album, he did not actually perform on it, although the band has famously featured more than 50 members in its ranks through the years, with the exception of a 2-year period in the early 90s. Riley was the sole constant from 87 until the end of 2016.
Jeez. What a band, huh?
Yeah.
It's amazing they've had that much turnover and still put out good records.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And they still do.
Guns, who quit the band in 2002 on the eve of the release of their acclaimed album Waking the Dead. That is a great record.
Sure is.
They dissolved. Since then, Lewis and Guns, who after years of acrimony buried the hatchet in 2016, have forged ahead as LA Guns while Riley focused on other projects. What other projects?
You know that, you know.
The Guns Lewis version of LA Guns released a new album, The Devil You Know, on March 29th by way of Frontiers Music.
Right.
All right, well, here's some audio from your buddy Mitch LaFon.
Yeah.
Of today's performance of LA Guns, featuring just Steve Riley and, I guess, Mick Cripps.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the crowd, though, it doesn't look like it's real crowded.
It didn't look like it was very busy when I was watching Kara's videos either.
Yeah. Well, let's play a little bit. Let's see what it sounds like.
All right.
Well, vocals aren't bad.
No. It's a pretty good cover band.
It is. It's a good tribute band. Now, I don't know this Froelich guy from anything.
Yeah, I don't know him at all.
Is that how he looks, or do you think he tried to look more like Phil?
I'm going to guess that that's how he looks just because he was also in Faster Pussycat.
Okay.
I don't know him at all either. I don't know anything about him, but I'm going to assume that, you know, he had that same sleazy LA, I need a sandwich and a job look that LA Guns has always had.
Right. All right. Let's play a little more of another song here.
Okay.
Let's give this a listen. It's not too bad.
No, but you know what it is, dude, and maybe I'm alone in this thought. Maybe not. But there are some bands that there's room for two of them. LA Guns is not one of those bands.
No, because they weren't the majorly huge.
Yeah. Which, I'm going to be honest, I don't think Great White is big enough.
No, I agree with that.
You know, they're doing it, and they're making whatever doing it, but there's no need for two of them.
Well,
there's no demand, there's no need. I mean, how many people do you think this version of LA Guns is going to draw on a tour?
Well, not on a tour, but if a club wants to bring them in and believe they can make some money, billing them as LA Guns, they might be able to get them for $2,500.
I would think that's probably top end.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if a club could bring this version in for $2,500,
right,
say on a Friday or a Saturday,
right,
and people are not aware, which a lot of rock fans are not, because listen to Eddie Trunk's show.
Yeah, true.
They'd show up for this.
Can you imagine getting to a show and these guys come out? I wonder how many would actually know the difference.
I don't know the answer, but I'm looking at the people here at this M3, and it doesn't appear as if anybody minds.
It doesn't appear that they mind. It doesn't appear that they care.
That's true. I will give you that, yes.
I watched that. I was like, oh, look at the crowd going nothing.
they kind of know the songs, so they're kind of bopping along.
Yeah.
But, I agree with you. It definitely has that I don't care feel about the reaction. It's just like, I know this song. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, cool.
It's got that, who's the next band after these guys look?
Yeah.
I mean, watch another one of the videos. There's no movement in the crowd.
Yeah.
That's what surprised me. LA Guns is a kind of band that you usually kind of get into.
Sure.
And I watched these videos and I was like, wow, these guys are not into this at all.
Yeah, well, I recognize the song.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to play one more here.
All right.
You guys ready for some rock and roll?
He does a good version.
He does. You know, Chris Hurley in the chat room might have hit this one right on the head.
Okay.
This was the promoter's way of sticking it to Tracy for dropping out.
Well, I will agree with that, because they did drop out at the last minute due to set time. They were, we don't need to go on that early. We're LA Guns.
Yeah. Yeah. There's probably a lot of truth to that.
Yeah. I would agree.
You know, but I mean, there's just not enough. There's not enough interest in LA Guns. There's barely enough interest in LA Guns for the version that's out there.
True.
The main version.
Now, do you know what time of the day they went on today? It still looks light outside, so
it's early.
Yeah, so I went to M3 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and if you go earlier in the day, even though that there's headlining bands or name brand bands playing, most people don't show up until like 4, 5 o'clock in the evening, and that thing starts at 11 in the morning. I think the first bands go on about 11.
That's awfully early.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if LA Guns went on at like 2, chances are you're not going to get max capacity crowd there. That's for sure.
Yeah, probably not. And I watched, like I said, I watched some other videos. Like I watched the some video of Adler today, and I watched some video of Kingdom Come, and both of those were the same way. It was light, and the crowd didn't seem too into it. But you know what? I'm gonna try it. Let me get this Adler and see if I can't. I'm gonna play it on this end because it's on Facebook, which means you can't really get to it easy, right? Can you get to it easy or no?
I can, sure. Hail and Kill Caller, you're on the air.
Just quick, right? When you guys start talking about this industry stuff, I get really interested. But how much does LA Guns get a show? Like, how big are they really in this day and age anyway? I mean, I've bought all their albums, and they got the new one. But I mean, for example, how many albums has the new one sold? Hail and Kill.
Well, that is a novice question, Tim, because at what point is anybody worried about record sales these days? That means absolutely nothing.
Right.
Record sales. How many records have they sold? It's like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That means nothing today. Nothing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, record sales are not anything. Even the bands don't care about that. You know, if they didn't have hits back in the day, the hits from the day are their value.
Yeah.
There's one out of every one. Like you were at Doro and Metal Church 2 nights ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would bet. How many would you say were there?
Well, just from what I could guess,
yeah,
I'm gonna say between 150 and maybe 200.
Okay, fair enough. So let's say there was 200 that were there.
Yeah.
I would bet 10% or less have both of the records, the new Metal Church and the new Doro.
Right.
And I would bet less than 5% have either one of the new records.
You're probably right.
You know, now I'm sure they all have All We Are, and I'm sure they all have, The Dark and, that type of stuff.
Yeah, the classic stuff, of course.
Church original, self-titled.
Right.
They don't have the new records. It's just not how it's done anymore. People go to shows based on that. If you go to your mail, I just mailed you to your email.
Okay.
The Adler. His singer is fucking great.
Okay.
I'll tell you, his singer is Randy Trask great.
All right.
In the Guns N' Roses mode, not in the Wicked Heart mode.
Okay. Hail and Kill Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Neeley Aiken. My name is Jason. I'm actually live from M3 today.
All right.
Right.
I can give you a rundown of everything. Agree with it. I've got full audio of everybody who played. I can chop it up, send to you, anything like that. But Miss Tora Tora, no idea. I'm sure maybe they were okay. Autograph was very good, even though nobody was in there, and the only song anybody really knew was Turn Up the Radio.
Nobody was in there. Did they play in the main pavilion?
Yep. All
Okay.
main pavilion. After that, we had Kingdom Come, which they sounded like shit. It just wasn't good, subpar.
All right.
And it didn't get over because again, it's a very, very casual crowd. The Poisons, the Kingdom Come wasn't something for most of these people. Next up was Danger. They killed. Great set.
Yeah, well, Ted Poley's still a great singer.
Yep, came out in the crowd. Everybody popped. Fantastic. And then we got LA Guns.
All right.
Yep. Their first time, of course, our local DJ, former celebrity DJ for 98 Rock, had some issues, moved over to a station called The Bay. He gets a nice pop and announces to everybody that this is the first time these guys have played together, which gets, quizzical because people are like, what the fuck, LA Guns? What did he say? They come out and just dead. Just murmuring, like, who the fuck are these guys? I don't know him. Quiet. They play, and it just didn't sound good. It wasn't not even a good LA Guns tribute band. It was like a really good bar band that's deciding to do LA Guns songs for reasons we don't know. It's just like background rock. It had no energy, and the crowd stayed dead. Even for Sex Action and Ballad of Jane. Ballad of Jane, people were like, who gives a fuck? Let's go get another pretzel.
Who the fuck are you,
And
shitboy?
then we had Steven Adler, which, again, just like LA Guns, it's always the fucking drummer. Blotz or Benally. It's always the drummer who's smart enough to retain rights to the name. We get Steven Adler. He didn't sound like he was all there. I have no idea of his sobriety, whether he is or not. He was bad. He was like Dick Clark's final New Year's bad. It was.
Wait a minute, hold on,
awful.
dude. He was or the band was? Because I thought the singer. I watched.
Singer was awesome.
All I saw was the YouTube, but the singer sounded pretty good.
Oh, he was amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was a great. I mean, Adler still played wonderfully. It's just when he was talking into the mic, it was like, oh God, drunk uncle, this is bad.
Well, he did have a stroke, so he doesn't speak the most clear.
It was extra. It was extra on top of the stroke. We're already compensating for the stroke. He was like he was doing a Jim Ross impression on top of his stroke from back when Jim had the Bell's palsy. He was like chewing his face in. I don't know. It's crazy eyes, but the singer's amazing. So I was very impressed with that one. Then we had Firehouse. Firehouse got a pretty good reception, even though, again, people just know the hit. It's just that's all they were, that late pop metal candy shit. Firehouse, Trickster, that kind of stuff, which their hits went over. CJ Snare can still sing, which so far, because we attended yesterday as well, Kix has been the blow-away band overall. Steve Whiteman has shown that this is how you can maintain your voice. This is how you can still deliver a kick-ass show. And then, of course, you look at your Vince Neils and people like that. There's no excuse. Firehouse, CJ Snare, excellent job. Warrant with Robert Mason, crushed. Absolutely killer. Hour and 15 set. Crowd was into it the entire time. Good stuff. And then we finished with Whitesnake, and just it's Whitesnake live. The band's tight. Tommy Aldridge is amazing. Coverdale is fried. It was bad enough that we bolted after here I go again, and in the still of the night just kind of fade out. I mean, we can say we saw Whitesnake, but I didn't really. It's just Coverdale's voice. His voice is smoked, and there was definitely backing tracks utilized on the hit. It was kind of the Def Leppard sound of sweetening it, making it full, sort of covering up that roasted voice. Every other track, he was singing live completely naked, and it was bad. Very froggy, jacked at times. And then the hit, suddenly, it's like, where's all this layering coming from? There's layers here. He's sounding really clean. His mouth is away. There's kind of a Paul Stanley-ish deal with that. and ticket sales, I have no idea how much longer M3 is really going to exist, because we had sections with 5, 6, 7 rows completely empty, not even sold. And they didn't even try to reduce the prices. They were still asking $85 a day.
Ooh.
85, and that's going to be hard for a walk-up buy, especially like I went and saw Leonard Skinner back in November, and Ticketmaster was just dumping everything at like a 50%, the day before. In this case, I would have figured, it's better to get, sales of merch or food and an ass in that seat than, ask for 85 to come see LA Guns with no Tracy, no Phil. Yeah, that one sucked.
So what was your draw to go there, dude, today? I mean, obviously it didn't sound like anything really stood out for you on a personal level. So
because we always go. It's become a tradition, and it's one of those where it's the last of it, and even with some who, can't cut it as much, it's, the bands are aging out. The fans are definitely aging out. And as people get older, it's, one of those things where if band A is playing 5 miles away, would you go? If it's free, if they're in their backyard, would you open the window? That sort of thing. So it's going to be harder to draw. So this festival is going to have to either spend the money to get, I don't know about quote-unquote names, but try to make some one-offs happen. I mean, that's the only thing I could think to make it big again. But this lineup this year was a letdown. We had planned to go anyway. So if it, would have been an entire day of just Frankie Banali in different outfits with different cover bands, we still would have been here. But it's a letdown compared to the lineups of the past and what they've promised for the future, especially when you see other festivals that seem to put a better feel to it, like a rhythm to the show. Right. Bring you in excitedly and then build up to the headliner rather than a little bit scattered.
Right. Did you go to the pre-party at all yesterday?
Yeah.
How was that?
Yes. Winger's fantastic. He's changed. Obviously, he's taken away some of the highs and sort of, half stepped down, so to speak, on some songs. But tight as ever for an acoustic set. It was a whole lot of fun. He was awesome and did extended meet and greet times above and beyond, which is pretty cool. Again, doesn't want. Nobody wants to really just sit there and touch a bunch of like smelly dudes' hands and sign things and get told the same shit over and over. Dude, I love the hit 17. Fuck yeah! It's like, yeah, we get it. Just beat it, take the picture, and go. But he was good, and he seemed to have fun. Did not miss Eddie Trunk. Did not miss him. I'm okay if M3 doesn't bring back Eddie. I think they should. I think it's because they should have gone with local jocks anyway, since our local 98 Rock in its heyday was the driving force here. So I think that makes more sense rather than paying a premium, because I don't believe there's anybody who buys a ticket because Eddie Trunk is there. I don't know who the fuck buys an Eddie Trunk shirt. I just don't. But M3 is one of those things. If the lineup would be just complete garbage next year, and it could get worse. Who knows who's gonna hold the rights to certain band names? Maybe we do get Trickster. I don't know. We get Bang Tango tomorrow, so that's the big get. Now tomorrow is actually a better name lineup, if not in terms of talent or delivery, at least for selling tickets. We get Vane, XYZ, Bang Tango, Vixen without Janet Gardner now. I don't think 95% of the crowd will even notice. They'll not know. They'll assume that she's up there. Then we get Quiet Riot with James Durbin. If he hasn't been fired yet, who knows? Maybe we'll get somebody else to fill in there. We get Skid Row, which we had Sebastian last year. And now we get Skid Row, and it's sort of like one year you get Jack Russell, the next year you get the other Great White. Then we have an Extreme Reunion, which that definitely fits with the theme with Firehouse and that sort of thing. Then Vince Neil, booked as the voice of Motley Crue. So this is going to be tremendous. And of course we rock him with Dokken to close out the day. No Lynch, but it's Dokken, and people are stoked. So as far as tomorrow goes, they're going to get the Motley Crue catalog, Extreme, Dokken, Skid Row songs. It's going to be quite, hits, It's going to be a lot more tomorrow for that. And I think it'll be a better show overall, but some of the bands were pretty tight. Adler, again, stood out. Autograph stood out. Warrant for sure. And Kick, with Kip Winger getting an acoustic set, of course is different, but it was fun. Those, a lot of people missed it, deciding to show up late just for Kick, and if not that. So I'll be curious to see what the ticket sales look like tomorrow, but I don't expect it to be much different than this.
Well, how's the weather over there today?
Today was not bad. Today was mid-70s and no rain, which was awesome. Yesterday, we had probably high 60s, very humid, no rain until it was time to leave, and then it came down like a monsoon. So you just got drenched. And then tomorrow, projected to be like 90% rain all day and like 61 degrees.
Oh, boy.
So the lawn is already a nasty, just gnarly mud pit. It's just filth. And it's just, oh, my God, I can't even imagine more rain.
Wow.
But the whole weekend is like 255 or 250 rather, for you get 3-day VIP, which they hand you a shitty bag that you'll never use again, a T-shirt that you probably are never going to wear except around the house. Let's see, we got a plastic license plate, which, again, nobody's going to put on a vehicle. A shot glass, which reminded me of like the Chris Holmes wallets and purses. It was Chinese shit that they just slapped a sticker on. Then we get a M3 patch, which people will actually make use of that. An M3 pin, a poster, which as you try to get it out of the cardboard tube, just crumples into shit. I think it was printed on 2-ply. And that's what you're supposed to get autographed with your silver Sharpie.
Dude, you're a very entertaining on-the-spot reporter. I'll give you that.
And my favorite part of the weekend, we have a local music store, and I won't necessarily name them yet, because fuck them, but they put out an ad, and they said, we've got a special deal for M3 attendees. And they list what they have. They have guitars. They have a short-scale bass. I was like, oh, I would be in the market actually for a short-scale bass. What is this special deal I'm getting? So I look, and the price is $250, short-scale bass with a case, and it's the autographed M3 edition. I was just hoping they had a great deal. I'd play it. I don't give a shit about signatures on it.
Right.
There's fine print beneath. You must pick up your guitar and case by noon on Saturday. You are responsible for carrying this around all day, so you'd have to be a goon and fuck everybody by carrying around a guitar and a case to your seat. And then in even smaller print, there are no guaranteed autographs. We are not responsible. Pretty much, if you have the VIP ticket and you want to waste your entire show by standing in a long line to hope to get a chance to meet some guys who maybe played in a band sometime, then maybe you could get a signature or two on that guitar. But, again, they're selling to people who are going to read the first line. Here's where it gets even worse. The guitar on their own site retails for $179.99. The case retails for $24.99. What the fuck is the upcharge for? And they had no answer for me. I asked, I was like, why am I paying $250 for something that I could retail right now for considerably less? What do I get? Nothing. And I was like, my God, these grifters. And I feel bad because there's some asshole that probably bought one, some wife who bought it for her husband. Oh, it's going to have all the autographs of everybody from, shit. I hope he's big into Firehouse. At least they're all original, save for one. And then, buy this guitar, have to haul it around, and they're probably smacking people in the faces with it. And no autographs. No autographs. So, I mean, just, bad times. The Rockstar VIP was $895 this year, and that got you the equivalent of pit tickets, along with a guarantee meet and greet with the most awkward photos. The M3 Rock Festival Facebook page puts all of the meet and greet pics up, and it just looks like mugshots, people of Walmart, a collection of horrors, and just the artist, you can tell the meet and greet was wearing on because you can just see them age before your eyes. You can see the soul getting sucked out of them as they've had to pretend to give a shit about one more guy in jorts that smells like onions and peanut butter.
And this was $900?
$900 gets you that, but remember, you're guaranteed to get a chance to meet the guys from Slaughter and Vince Neil. So that's a guess. And I think you get a private bathroom with the other however many hundred there are, and I love it when they sell the opportunity for a cash bar. Like, how is that a perk? I mean, they would have had some manner of inclusive. Now, last year they screwed up, and they listed in the VIP package that we would all have food and drinks, non-alcoholic beverages, and that turned out to be no. So this year, I guess they, made sure to double down on that stuff and let you know everybody's a cash bar. And, yeah, you're pretty much just paying for the meet and greet and the chance to sit closer. And really, it's just a premium because the diehard group that is going to go to this festival is, just aging out. So there's only going to be a select few that would even drop that kind of money. This is some Tim James, dropping thousands on a meet and greet kind of stuff. These are the people who were willing to pay for the Paul Stanley one. Nobody bought the Paul Stanley guitar strap, but something like that. And I can't see that continuing. But overall, the festival, they're going to have to. It's what's in the name, band versus brand. They're going to have to make sure they get something that can put names on the marquee, and then hope to fill it in with performances that maybe you don't expect that, blow you away. And for a lot of people who, maybe it wasn't their first time seeing Kicks, but, a chance to see a band like that, never really broke through. They kind of had, a moment and then they were gone. To see them put on a killer show, hey, cool. If it helps turn on a few more people to them or sell another ticket, I'm happy for that. That way, the hard-working bands and the people that actually make sure and they can remember their lyrics and sing them and all that good stuff.
I hear you. Well, dude, so you left M3 and the first thing you thought of, you needed to call in or tune into the show?
Yeah. Always. We put it on in the car immediately, and it was, why don't you call in? Because we're leaving now. And I said, hold up. I want to wait and hear what they're talking about. See, I'm not trying to just destroy the flow.
Right.
I'm not trying to just fuck up and be off topic. I'm trying to be a good caller. And heard the talking, and I was like, yeah, we're actually on topic. I will call right now.
All
it's
right.
busy. I'll call back. So,
well, you need to hook up with Wes down in Louisiana, and you guys ought to have a podcast.
That sounds good.
Or tomorrow, Steve Jackson will be out there tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, I'm here in Maryland. I could go get the Thunder Walrus. Don't make me find him. I give him 50 cents to his Patreon. I don't know, maybe he has one. I don't know. Hope his mother-in-law is doing fine. All right, guys.
All right, man. Good report. Good report.
Indeed. Hail and kill. Fuck you. Hand job.
Now there goes a fan.
Yeah, no kidding. My goodness. He's been listening hard for 10 years.
He has. Good report, though.
Good report. He pulled some old school references out.
No shit.
The Walrus. Jesus. What was that? 2013?
Yeah. Well, I think it was even. Was it after you came back or before you left?
It was Mikey's graduation.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, it's been 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were down there for Mikey's graduation.
Right. Wow. lot of good one-liners there too.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, sounds like he had a perfectly miserable $900 time.
Yeah, that's why I had to ask. It's like, well, why do you go? Well, it's what we do. Could be Frank Benally changing outfits and being in every band that performed, and we'd still go.
I don't understand that methodology at all.
Yeah.
Once I see a band and they stink, I'm done seeing that band.
Yeah.
I'll see them until they suck, and then I'm just done.
Right. All right. Well, I got this Adler pulled up here.
Okay.
So, what are we about to hear?
I I don't even remember what song it is, but it just all I thought was amazing was the singer.
Okay.
The singer sounds fantastic.
All right. Well, this is Steven Adler and his Adler's Appetite, so let's check this out. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, he's pretty good, right?
Yeah, pretty bass heavy.
Yeah.
Extremely bass heavy.
Well, yeah. But I mean, the Axl guy sounds good.
Yeah, he sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'd see that. For 900.
Yeah. to think our good friend Sheldon fronted that for a few times.
He did.
He did. He did a good job too.
Yes, he did. Sheldon could sing, man, or Sean.
Sean
Could sing anything, as he's proving by doing Westfield Massacre at this point, doing almost death metal.
Yep.
He really can sing anything. All right, well, there you go. There's your M3 report. Sounds like a fantastic time.
Yeah, it sounds to me like I made the right decision not to go.
Oh, boy. Whether the bands played well or not, just him reading the list of bands sounded like a miserable day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow sounds better because you could be out of there by like 2 o'clock and see everything that's good. You know, because let's face it, the only thing I heard that's good tomorrow is Vane. That's the only thing I would go see. I'd skip all the rest of it. There's no way would I wait around till 10 o'clock for Dokken. Fuck that.
Yeah.
No way. And sit through Vince Neil too? Ugh, no chance. No chance. Dockett's going to be playing in front of 65 people. Don't you think?
Could be.
You think people stay around all the way that have been there Look at how fast we ran a year ago this week from the third day of the Melodic Rock Fest. We couldn't run out of there fast enough.
Well, I see that some people already posting on the CMS Facebook, they were not happy with that last caller.
No, they don't like him?
No.
Why?
Well, Chad Moore chimed in.
Yeah.
What gets me is these concert reviewers who go to M3 and trash at least 2/3 of the lineup. At what point, as a real fan of this music, do you know what you're paying for in 2019?
Yeah, but you can still trash it. If it's garbage, you trash it.
Yeah. Current caller windbag, way to marginalize 90% of the audience as to not knowing their bands or their music. Shaking my head.
My goodness. Where's that at? That's in the group?
Yeah, that's Chad Moore in the group.
Let me go to the group. I got to see.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Oh.
It's under
he should call in and give a good review.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, well. Well, you know, to each their own. I mean, look, you want the truth. He spent the $900. He spent $900. He could say it sucks.
Yeah, he spent the money.
You know, he took a royal dicking in the ass. He could certainly talk about it.
Well, he goes because it's tradition for him.
Jesus, that's just a horrible reason. Oh, my goodness.
That's funny. I love it.
Hey, I just like that people call in and give a real review, not that bullshit. Oh, it was great. Everything was perfect.
Right,
oh.
right.
Enough of that. You get enough of that on the fucking traditional radio, don't you?
Yeah. And he did it with a lot of humor.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty funny. little one, long-winded. I'll agree with Chad.
Yeah,
on that.
but he was funny though.
Yeah, I wasn't sure he was ever going to stop, but he got to the end. He'll call next week to give us the review of the Sunday show.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I'd be glad to hear about it.
I would too.
Yeah, because it's music, man.
Yeah. You want us to start talking about racism? Trump. We could go that route.
I love it.
You guys are never fucking happy, you fucking jagoffs.
Too good. All right, I need a little break.
All right, me too. I need a coffee.
Yeah, so anything you'd like to hear?
Yep. Brand new album out Friday from Amon Amarth. Since everybody thought I went too pussy with fucking Honeymoon Suite, I'm going to go the other way. And I would like to hear from the album Berserkers. I would like to hear Crack the Sky from Amon, Amon, Amarth.
That's the band. I remember Jizzy Pearl had made some comment about Amon Amarth.
Love them.
It was funny.
I can't get enough.
Amon Amarth.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the tune?
Is Crack the Sky.
And what was the name of from Berserker?
For Berserker.
All right, I got it. Yeah. All right, well, here it is. It's Amon Amarth exclusively here
on your classic metal show.